is to feel it, to heal it, I will share another story with you. Lovely guy, had a job, often would get very close to closing a large real estate deal, and then for whatever reason, not his fault at all, the deal wouldn't come together or perhaps would fall apart. What would happen for him was he would start to feel feelings of acute failure. I failed to close this deal. And the failure feelings are attached to shame. And because the shame was so strong, this individual will then go on to online gambling and try to make the money that would have come to him had he closed the deal. What is activated in him is stories around failure, not good enough. That there's so much shame here that if this guy was somehow other than who and what he actually is, then he would have closed the deal. These are all stories. These are all internal narratives. But then he would start online gambling, and almost every single time the guy would lose money, to the point where he was thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. And so a big piece of our work was to help him feel and be able to tolerate what felt intolerable, this experience of shame and guilt. And I will break down shame and guilt for you shortly. But I really want to illustrate, without any questions, in complete transparency, what exactly I'm talking about this internal feeling that feels intolerable. And we have to learn to tolerate what doesn't feel good. And so, as a Sophia-ism that I will drop in for you guys right now, I want you to know that in order to do this piece of feeling it, we have to get stronger. We have to build a muscle, and we have to keep things moving. Let me explain what I mean. So often with trauma, people experience all feelings of ongoing distress, upset, confusion, anger, pain, etc. And they tend to lie to themselves, to obfuscate, to not see things as they totally are. And in order to be able to make lasting change, we have to groove new neural patterns in the brain. And I am breaking all of this down for you. Please stay with me. So, grooving new neural patterns in the brain starts with the willingness to heal. And this is quite complex, but if you are willing to do whatever it takes to ensure your own healing, then you have to be willing to get strong enough to see things as they really are. And people think what's called magical thinking all the time. They like to put like a little fluffy kind of pink cloud around the edges of what is real. And I have patients all the time that say to me, well, my mother, don't say that about my mother. My mother's wonderful. Meanwhile, the mother is the source of original trauma. But the patient, when we begin, quite often, is unwilling to see the people, the places, the players in their own traumas. They're unwilling to see it as it actually is. This magical thinking keeps people in the trauma. So step one, we have to get strong enough and be willing to see things and people as they truly are before we can get to the second step, which is to build a muscle. And the muscle is required in order to tolerate what heretofore has felt intolerable. So we have to get stronger. We have to build a muscle. This is where we have to be able to see it clearly, understand it thoroughly, feel it completely in order to heal it fully. Get stronger, build a muscle, keep it moving. You have to feel it to heal it. You have to get stronger. You have to build a muscle. You have to keep it moving. This is life. We keep it moving. For me, when I conceptualize what my life is and what the life is for all of us, I see life as a great ride. Like I see it as an intergalactical roller coaster kind of hanging out there in dark space. And if you're riding a roller coaster, which I've never particularly enjoyed, but I like the visual that's come to me, the roller coaster goes up. And in our lifetime, we have many great highs. And the roller coaster goes down. And in our lifetime, we have many great lows. And the roller coaster swings around. And in our life, we have many large pivots, small pivots, and all kinds of course corrections and pivots in between. And I really think that my job is to teach people how to ride the ride so that they can have a really good ride.